YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube Community Group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG.
Hello, just one moment. There we go. I was actually just talking to myself then. I forgot to put myself in the stream. There we go. So yes, thank you everybody for joining us. We do have some special guests coming with us over very shortly. But in the meantime, we've still got the usual things to be getting on with on the show. So good evening to you all for joining me. Thank you very much for all of you for joining me. I hope you're looking forward to an excellent show with our guests that are coming on very shortly. As always, we start the show with a big thanks to all those that are channel supporting members, those that take the time and opportunity to become a channel member. The link is in the description if you wish to. And there is some plans coming to change the channel memberships, and I will be in touch with those that are current channel members, and it will be for the better after a bit of a conversation with one of the members who gave me a few great ideas. So more about that for you channel members coming very soon. Now, yes, so thank you to all of those that are channel members. Remember, links to their channels are in the description below. Please take the moment when you get a free time and opportunity to go check out each of these channels, because without their support, where we are going today with this channel and how it is progressing and with all the work that's been done to develop it in its way wouldn't be possible without their support. So I highly, highly appreciate and thank them all for supporting the channel. So yeah, the Train Freak, owing to Model Railways, Leicester Station and TMD, building the ELR step by step, Simon's Trains Model Railway Showcase, Flint Hills Model Railway Jeff Hammond, Tim's Trains Modelling Adventures, Crossways Point Junction, That's Bernie. Eagle Creek Yard, Sparky 107, Mike Pringle, Donegal Dad, Paul Sinek, Containerman 68, Hollybrook Junction, The Growler, Blackwood Engage Layout. Going to be talking about that in a bit. Chris Job of Hernborough 00 Gauge Layout, New Durham Junction Model Railway, Stephen Lockhart, Route 7 Railway, Valleybrook 2 Model Railway, Charlie McGowan, John A. Dawson, and Effingham, and MRYCG is returned this month as a returning member. So first of all, what I want to do is first of all take that off the screen, I suppose, don't I? So yes, welcome everybody to this evening. Now, I started off something brand new last week, and I did tell people if they want to feature in this new feature on the show, send me some photographs of your layout. And I have had quite a few actually, but the first person that did actually get in touch with me was Ewan of Blackwood Engage. So I'm just going to sort out and bring up detailed photographs he has sent to me of his layout. And I didn't realize actually how fantastic this layout was. I knew it was brilliant, but seeing the photographs gives a completely different dimension to seeing it on a video. So yeah, I'm going to be we're going Ewan's layout, which is Blackwood Engage, is the layout of choice. He was the first person to send out over his information for the well, we haven't got its name, but we're going to call it temporarily Modeler's Moment. So I'm going to first of all be showing off their layout. So Ewan's channel is Blackwood Engage, and I'll just bring it back to that. So my guests have just dropped into the basement area, and we'll get to them once we're all set and ready. So yes, the Growler Blackwood Engage layout. Here he is. He is in the chat. So yes, this is his layout, and he has sent those the photographs for this week's Modeler's Moment. And if I can just get over to there. So I'm going to flick through the photographs that he has sent me. And I have to admit, these are fantastic. I'm just trying to get, where's the rest of it? It's not showing me. One moment. Let me just sort that out. Let me bring that off the screen. This is new. Doing this bit's a bit new to me. So just bear with me while I just bring that back up. That's the one I need to take off. I've got more than one up. There we go. Right. So, wrong one. No, hang on. I've done it wrong again. Bear with me, chaps. We'll be with you in a moment. Right. I'll get it right in a moment. Sam will agree with me. He's down in the bottom. He say technology is not his best forte. I can see him sniggering. So we'll be with you guys in the very moment while I just get all these pictures to show up on the screen. Computer's being rather slow with me today, so apologies for that. Yes, so all of you that will have been aware, we have three on the stream with us in a moment once we've got this sorted. And I have one thing I have spoke to them about is I know Sam has, he's had a look already, and I've asked Sam, and I don't know if he's passed it on to the others also, Craig and Martyn, to choose a channel for a shout out today as we do the usual 3 shout outs. For some reason my computer is not playing ball. It's not bringing up the pictures for some reason. There we go. Decided to do it now. So let's cross, this will now work. Come on, it's being slow. Right, there we go. So let me just check that those change. Yes, we're in business today. It's working. This is how technology goes wrong, Sam. They can all hear me in the basement. We'll be with you in a moment, guys. So this is Blackwood Engage layout. This is absolutely fantastic. As it states in the title, it is an Engage layout. And if you wish, the Growler, that's Ewan, if you wish to, in the chat, put some information about your layout, feel free to comment and give some information. And if anyone's got any questions for him, please do ask. If I can just change. So I'm going to be flicking through these pictures. So please enjoy. Lovely street scene there with Metcalfe retaining walls, lots of vehicles. That looks quite similar to mine, actually. I do like that. A nice busy street scene with the lower level station. Some superb locomotives there on the Dutch livery. It's on there, I believe that is at 33. Yes, it is. Just check. Yeah, a nice Network Rail 37 and a GBRF Great British Rail Freight 66. Interesting to know what the back scene is. Is it one of those Pico back scenes? It looks like you've done some three-dimensional signage on it as well. It shows the scale of the layout there, the station area. Absolutely superb layout. And I can see that going by the inner area, you've done it. You're in a well of the layout with the scenic backboard, and you've utilized the back of it for alternative uses. So superb layout. If you want to be featured each week as a modeler's moment for having your layout, it's one way of those that don't have YouTube channels to get featured on YouTube and have your layout displayed on here. All you got to do is get in touch with me via email to barnabasjunction@gmail.com. Send some photos over and a short bit of information about your layout. That'd be great. And we will feature. I will be doing this on first received email, first shown, as I have had a few, and Ewing's was the first one on this one. So yes, superb. Look, the scenery on that is just superb. The track work, lots of track work, but it's got lots of scenery, excellent scenery, industrial area there, superb stuff. And I do like that bridge going over the far end of the picture. An ISO 3 there in an industrial setting. Fantastic stuff. Absolutely superb. And this is one of my favourite pictures that you sent me. I absolutely love this. Very, very busy industrial junction on the layout. Highly do like that picture. So thank you, Viewing, for sending these over. And that's the Pico engine shed there. I do like that. It's quite a universal engine shed. And if I spy rightly, I can see several scale model scenery kits there too. And back to the beginning. So huge thank you to Ewan. Please, if any of our moderators would very kindly like to post a link to Ewan's channel, please do so. Please go and check him out. Absolutely delightful channel to be following. So there we go. Thank you very much. Ewan, you are today's modeler's moment. Right. So guys, we are here to discuss today a special show, a little bit off. It's still regarding scenics. What we can say is we've got three guys down in the basement, and I'm going to bring them all in at the same time, and we're going to say some hello. So everybody's here for meeting these guys. So thank you very much for all of those that are here, and thank you obviously to these guys. So first of all, please enter into the stream. We have Martyn of WWScenics. So good evening, Martyn. How are you?
Shemai, guys. How are we? How are we all?
Very good, thank you. Just been following the live announcement on the Facebook group, and obviously we'll bring the other two guys in before we obviously talk about the full announcement. So next up, we're going to be bringing in none other than our Luke Towing. This is the UK Luke Towing. And it's none other than Peak 47. Sam Jones,
evening,
welcome to the stream.
Doing?
Yes,
how are we doing, right?
You are in my opinion, probably one of our most specialised scenic modelers. You do a railway, and it's forget the railway. It's the scenics that you're more interested in. It's the railway within the scenics, not the scenics around the railway, which is a superb theory. Yeah. So that's what life is really. And also, finally, we've got the third judge of the WWScenics competition, and I'm just going to introduce. This is Craig Shaws of Northern Rails 44. So good evening, Craig. Welcome to tonight's stream.
Good evening, Jason. Good evening, everybody. Hello, Sam, and hello, Martyn again. How is everybody?
I'm not sure if
I've actually got change for this one.
Yeah, where's the suit?
It's gone. The Dickie ball's gone.
I thought that was a nice little added touch. Martyn, are you still there, or are you frozen?
Hopefully he has.
Oh, you might have froze.
Oh, is it Martyn playing the Sam trick?
He might be. He might be.
He's trying. It looks like he's trying not to snigger. He's got his hand over his mouth. Is that trying to hide the?
No.
Yeah, I can see his eyes twitching. Good.
You see, you can't trust any of us now. That's the problem.
So
he's not moving. Hello.
He is.
Oh,
hang on a moment.
Oh, we
have lost him. So hopefully he will be back. Now, in the group earlier, this is. I saw a post. Now, I'm not sure who's guilty of putting that post out about yourselves being certain characters from Sesame Street.
Oh, yeah, that's yeah. That started at like 7:30 this morning with it was with Martyn, and he was sending a lot of random pictures of Beaker and whoever the other character is. It's all any silliness is from Martyn. It's definitely not from me. I'm definitely the sensible one out of the three of us. That is for sure. Craig.
Yeah, Andy Hudson's just put in the chat the Muppets, Jason.
I don't know.
Sorry. But your own back, I believe. Who was it posted to get your own back? We believe that Martyn has got his own little title now.
He's the only monster.
The only monster, that's right, yeah.
I was thinking about posting those pictures up, but I didn't want to embarrass you all too much. But if you want to see what I'm talking about, get over to the WWS Facebook group and look at the conversation that was going on earlier this afternoon. Martyn is back, so we'll just bring him back into the stream. Welcome back to the Honey Monster.
They got to take the Mickey while I'm not here. That's the problem. Right, I'm back, and I'm closer to the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's going on. I'm having a bit of a nightmare at the moment, but there we go. So thank you for welcoming me back.
Yeah, well, we actually thought you were playing the old Sam's freeze moment at first.
Yeah, we did.
I thought that was quite funny, actually. You know what I mean? To be fair, and we and Craig said that we're going to try and keep it going because he's actually holding his breath while he's doing that. So, you know what I mean? So, he said his eyes were watering. That's why he couldn't do it anymore. So.
Superb stuff. Well, I've got you three here tonight, obviously, to discuss the results and obviously discuss the dioramas. I've seen, Sam, you posted out a video yesterday in relation to all the entries that came through, and I watched that with absolute amazement. There was stuff in there from some of the entries, and I was like, wow. Some of them I even thought were real life images. I thought it was like you were playing a game with us. Yeah. They were that good. Can you tell us a little bit about what your thoughts were once the entries come through? We'll start with Martyn.
The quality of the model was, for me, was just outstanding. You know what I mean? You go into we're all humbled by the amount of people that follow us. You know what I mean? Because we've all got our YouTubes or our Facebook groups and stuff like that. I mean, me being a manufacturer as well, you know, I mean, it's only like one product that you sort of push on that side of it as well. Like, you know what I mean? But to see, I know lots of people use different products and stuff like that, which I've got no problem with because, you know, we can't cover everything. But to see the quality and to see how, you know what I mean, how our products are sort of molded around their idea was phenomenal. Like, I mean, and the more I kept going, the more I could see them develop. I was thinking, oh my God, how am I going to pick a winner from here? Like, I mean, and for weeks, we just you didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. You know what I mean, but to get somebody, to pick the winner it's really hard. You know, we literally did tick off You know, I mean, the things that were, you know, I mean, what we had to try and discount to try and pick the winners. Like, I mean, it was close, really, really, really close. And again, like I said, we were, I mean, we were expecting some 18-foot by 18-foot
Yes,
layouts.
I was going to come to that when we come to Sam, actually.
You know what I mean? So I like, oh God, here we go. But no, it was great, and we for weeks and weeks and weeks we were constantly talking, and we have today. It's just been, oh God, you know what I mean? I think it's just been a bit of a nervous laughing today, you know, lads. It's been interesting. It's been really interesting. And I could have done it without, you know, I mean, old cliche. There's no way I could have done it without the backup of them two. Like, I mean, that's why we made the decision for Craig as an admin on there now as well. So, you know, I mean, and we can push some more moderators on as well, because it's growing. We got over 1,000 people. You know what I mean? And it's a fantastic group. You know what I mean? You're part of it as well, mate. You know what I mean? You can see how good the group is. Like, you know what I mean? And it's not just railway people on there as well. You know what I mean? It's a good mixture of group of modelers. You know what I mean? There's diorama modelers, there's military modelers, and they're all bringing all that experience, and they're all showing their different techniques, and everybody's benefiting from it. You know what I mean? So, and that's what we were keen to do. You know what I mean? I'm waffling on now, so I let some of the boys go on.
Yeah.
Typical Welshman, I can't shut up. So.
Don't mention the rugby.
Yeah. Well, I got to mention that later on. No. One thing we can do in lockdown,
computers
you guys,
neither.
No. One thing we can do in lockdown that you guys can't is polish the Six Nations trophy. So. That's my one and only fun.
We'll move on to Craig. Now, Craig, you've just obviously just had an announcement actually on the live stream over on the Facebook group that you've just been made a honorary administrator of the group to help push some further modelling after being a judge on this competition. What were your thoughts on the people's entries as you saw them coming in?
Well, let me just take myself back to last year when I entered the competition, and obviously I spent a lot of time on it, and I knew these guys would spend a lot of time on it. It isn't easy. It's time consuming. You know yourself, the effort you put into it to get everything right. Obviously I won that, and I was honoured to win that. I was then honoured to be asked by Martyn to be a moderator. I'm sure obviously Martyn and Sam discussed that. I was honoured. And then tonight, I've been made admin, or I'm going to be admin. I'm overwhelmed. It might not seem to some people, it may not seem a lot, but it does to me. And I've had an absolute fantastic time since I've met these guys and I've gone on the group. And thanks, Martyn. Thanks. I have to thank you. I am overwhelmed with it. As regards the competition, phenomenal work, Jason. You've seen it. You've seen the work. And like you said, some of them looked like they were outside. I know the photographs were taken outside. Some went to extremes to have them outside. They were popping them on tops of crates so they could get the background. And amazing, phenomenal. And I'm looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
And fantastic. Moving on to Sam. Now, you obviously did the video yesterday showing the entries. Yeah. And I could clearly tell in your video you were lost for words on the quality of the content that was supplied. What were your thoughts then overall on what came in?
I thought there might have been only 2 or 3 that would have stood out, but they were all really spot on in their own way. Each one just had that little detail that you went, like I said on the video, flipping it, look how much effort they've put into that little bit there, and it just brings everything all together. So anything from the gravestones from Kelly, and then she had the little figure of a lady doing a selfie. I've never seen that before. It's not my style because it's ultra modern, but it was so ultra rare to see. It was it was massive marks, and she had the forest ground cover on there, and then obviously Debs had all the 3D printing on there, and the weathering that she did was phenomenal. The rocks were phenomenal on there, and then obviously Brian doing his Bronze Age burial settlement thing. And I just, again, it was
Incredible.
like, well, look at like the imagination that he had to do that. And then everyone that did the water as well, everyone did the water spot on. So it wasn't like you could choose the water and like mark up or down for water, because they were all just bang on. So we just had to go down to the bare basics of what the brief was. And we just feel like Southham's pretty much sort of like did exactly what we asked and no more. And I don't know, for me, it was just, he just captured Dartmoor so well that when he was taking the pictures of it in Dartmoor, you almost struggled to see where Dartmoor finished and the diorama began. And for me, that was, I think that picture probably won it for me. It was just phenomenal. The colour of the grass just blended straight into the natural back scene. I've been watching him for a while, to be fair. He's got a really small channel, and I think he's quite small on Instagram, but I did find him on Instagram originally and thought, oh, I like the look of that. And then he just sort of popped up a bit on Facebook. So I was quite excited already when I knew he was entering. But, you know, then again, you had Jay Dean as well, that was, modelling the High Peak Railway. Obviously, that's, the Peak District, so it interested me. They all just had their little corner that was absolutely spot on. It's been really fun, but then you feel guilty for the others that have worked so hard and then haven't won.
You do. But at the end of the day, they're all winners. At the end, in my opinion, because they've achieved something just by doing it. They've achieved skill, knowledge that they'll take on further in their modelling career or hobby in itself. I've even just watching and talking with some of the entrants that have gone in. I did myself. I've taken stuff from that, and just watching and listening to people. I've taken a lot into it. Not only as the people that entered learned from it, but the people that have been watching the pictures go in and talking with them. Everyone's a winner at the end of the day.
I think the beauty about. Sorry, Martyn.
We just had a request for. Does anyone do we have a list of all the entrants? Do you have a list at all of all the entrants? So we could post those names of them. Obviously, we do know that the winner was Southam's Model Railway, Andy. So massive congratulations.
Congrats,
for the winner. But if we could get hold of a list, please, if possible, of all those that have entered, we can get that posted into the chat, maybe, if anybody out there is able to. I know Fly Much Am is posting WWScenics links. Yes, please, if you can do. Also, my moderators, there are links in the description of this video to Martyn down there, to Sam's channel, and to Craig's channel. They're all links down in the description. If anyone wants to grab those links and post them in the chat, any of my moderators, please feel free to. And also, what I want to do is offer the chat open to anybody that's got any questions for these three guys in relation to the competition. And obviously, Craig himself, he entered a competition, as he's already said, last year and won it. But this year, he's a judge, and it's gone from one extreme to the other. It's probably this time last year, or whenever it was that you won it, you wouldn't have ever positioned yourself as been up there to be judging others. So, what's it like for you, Craig, going from participant to judge?
Oh wow, yeah. It was actually this time last year I actually stumbled across WWS. I never even knew static grass. So obviously, being a judge, it's been like, oh my God. I mean, I didn't think it would have been as hard as it has been, but it has been very, very difficult. To a point where when it comes to the next one, I think I'll worry about it a little bit more. I kind of didn't worry this time until a couple of days ago. And then it was like, who do you think? Who do you think? And it's like, me mashed up with it. And I was saying earlier on, I had to take photo shots of quite a few of them so I could just flip through them on my iPad So I was seeing little parts and right, I like that on this one, I like that. It is difficult, Jason. Yeah, very difficult. It's not a drift.
Martyn, you do your weekly live stream on a Wednesday from 10 a.m. If anyone doesn't know, check him out tomorrow. He'll be live at 10 a.m. on the WWScenics YouTube channel. Little plug. From doing those Wednesday streams, have people that have entered actually taken a lot of inspiration from what you've done over the past few weeks into those dioramas?
Yeah, I think you certainly can see it on Andy's as well. He did a scratch build stone wall, and you can see there's a part of it that he's broken it down. I'm not saying that he did it from watercolor, but I did a diorama just before just as we announced the competition, and I used our resin walls, and I did a destroyed bit of the wall and watercolor. Certainly the grass. I mean, people are starting to learn now static grass. It's not just one color, which is green. They're starting to bring in them browns, and as much the same what I've spoken to you about, Jace. They bring them different colors in and stuff like that. And I'm trying to promote that grass as we go along. And I've taught this for 13 years now. So it's second nature to me. And we start to do different things now, like using taller grass to shorter grass, and we're mixing it right up. So definitely they started using that, but it also the water. I know that you mentioned the Luke Towin. He does everything recorded. I do everything live. And when you pour in water live, you're like, oh god, I hope this works. You can't hide from any mistakes. I'm just really good at covering them up. So yeah, I've loved it. I've loved this Model Martyn. It's been really successful. And you guys, everybody that that joins me and really embrace it. And what for what it is, and I'm going to start turning it a bit more into a more tutorial now, where it's been having a chat. I think now that we start and everybody starts to sort of going into breakdown, going out of lockdown, we can start using it now as a bit of a more tutorial with some of the products that I've got. I know Amy's busting my butt to do lots more videos and stuff like that. So we're gonna have some fun with it now, and I got a good one starting tomorrow, which is a forest floor, and it's all about, like I said, we're not a railway company. We are we're a scenery company, where we want to showcase what you can do for landscaping and scenery. There are 3 weeks ago, was it, Jace? You asked me to do that rock face.
Yeah. And I think really good to watch out. Unfortunately, last week I was a bit late to the party, but I did watch it back, and I remember sending you that photograph. Of that scene, and you went, I like that one, and you come back and it's like, that is fantastic. Where the tree just gets through the rock face, incredible stuff. It's something. That's some more stuff that I want to do. Is it's pushing my boundaries as well. I never used an airbrush properly. On a big scale like that. So I was taking tips. Andy was giving me tips. As we go along, Andy Hansen from the Wally Club, he was giving me tips as we were going along. Right, okay, we're gonna adjust this, and then it packed up halfway through. It was like, oh no, what do we do now? So because it blocked up. Speaking of Andy, he just says, you wait till you are ballasting a lane track live, Martyn.
No, I'm gonna have to do it up there. I know. So anybody that obviously tuned in last week. Last Friday, I was announced as a competitor on their show as well. So up on their show, what I call it. So me and Tim so far, I know of another one that's going to be on there. I don't know the fourth one. So it's going to be up. This is going to be a good day. This is going to be good banter up there. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'll do some more. Talk a bit more about that a bit later on. Moving on to Sam. Now, Sam. You are seen as a very, very experienced scenic modeler across the especially UK scene at the moment. Have you taken anything yourself that you've not come across that you would look at using yourself on across these dioramas that have been sent in?
Yeah, probably just like the details. I do find my own layouts lacking detail at the minute, but I'm sort of concentrating on trying to get the the moors and the Peak District look. Yeah, like the 3D printing side of things, the water. I'm not very experienced with the water side of anything either. So yeah, there's been a lot I've taken from that, and probably just the skill set in photography as well. Actually, I've sort of noticed that the angles that they've been taking, and they really get the best out of the modelling. And I feel like that I could need to work on the water photography and sort of details as well. Yeah.
Fantastic.
And grass.
And grass.
Yeah. Now, just going back to the dioramas again, I did quickly grab a note of the lists of the requirements. You said there was 5. What were the requirements again of the dioramas that you set, the boundaries that you set, just so everybody that's watching now that maybe hasn't caught up with it? And what were the boundaries that were set for the rules of the diorama?
Do you want me to answer that?
Anybody wants to bob it?
Okay.
Yeah, Craig's that's right. You've done a run.
Go on, Sam.
Go on, Sam.
First.
Okay. All right, so obviously 18 foot by 18 foot. Okay.
Yeah. I've actually wrote that down here. 18 foot, 18 foot. Laugh out loud, Sam.
Nightmare. So obviously it needed grass. That was it's scenery. It needed grass. It needed an agricultural boundary that could have been scratch built or a kit. So that could have been fence post, barbed wire, dry stone wall, that sort of stuff. We wanted to see rocks on it as well, didn't we, Martyn?
Yeah. It was the rocks was another one as well. Yeah.
And then the sort of centerpiece was the copse, which is obviously trees on top of a hill. So to make the 5, you had the hill because you needed the hill to then make the copse. So they were the 5. They were the 5 entries really, and then they were left to their devices then. So if they wanted to add more details, they could. We made it clear that we were judging on parameters. We sort of reminded them. I don't know, about 3 weeks ago. This is what we'll be looking at. The other stuff obviously can complement the diorama really well. I did say you can add water if you want, but back down to how difficult it was to judge again. We had to just go back to the 5 points. This is what we got to concentrate on. So there was a bit of scope, but then it was quite strict. It was quite strict as well. The previous competition was a military-based competition. It was for Remembrance, so I think it finished on Remembrance Sunday. They had plenty of scope for that because it was like anything 20th century, battlefields or whatever. So they had massive scope. We were a bit strict on this one. It had to have those 5 things. But yeah, they still had the scope. It was anywhere based in the UK. And we gave them examples of, Bodmin, Dartmoor, places in Northern Ireland, Lancashire, Yorkshire Dales and whatnot. So yeah, they were left to their own devices. They just had 5 points that were a must to go on there.
Craig, if there's anything you've taken from looking at the entries that you've thought, well, I wouldn't mind having a go at that myself in my modelling.
Because I mean, there's no harm or shame, is there, of using other people's ideas? And I think that's one. I think when we were looking at some of the comments while we was on the live half an hour ago, people were saying, well done, and they would use the ideas what they've actually put in. I think definitely 100%. I love Debbie's weathering was exceptional. I love the weathering. I always struggle on weathering. I know Sam, you seem to do all right on your weathering, but I seem to struggle on weathering, and I think that's and she just uses paints. I think she uses ochre, doesn't she, as one of her colours?
Yeah.
Yeah, weathering's a big one for me, definitely. I'd like to do a lot more of that. Yeah.
Now, Martyn, this competition, it was obviously over a set period of time. Will you be looking at doing some more in the future?
So we set, at the end of it, I don't know if you're still with us, Jason. At the end of it, we have set like the WWS Model of the Month. So
yes,
we got that gonna run. Definitely, we definitely going to do another competition. The prize, we might just switch to vouchers or something like that, because so I don't think anybody entered because of the prize, to be honest. I think everybody just said, we're going to have a crack at it, and and enjoyed it. It was a top prize, but we thoroughly enjoyed setting it up. It's me, Sam, and Craig that actually come up with the ideas now as well of competitions, and it's down to them too. Like I said, that if they want to run it, they say we want to run a competition, and I say, right, let's crack on and let's put the parameters in. I'm gonna have to start looking into proper rules. Obviously we get the more you know what it is. The bigger you get, the bigger the more people that we get. We've got to have that little bit of control. We'll definitely be judging on parameter only. I think that's transparent then as well. So, but yeah, watch this space. We might do a sort of like a micro snap one or something like that. That'd be a good one. Something small, quick, snappy. Make it, even small again, half the size again or something. See how quick they can knock something out. We have got obviously summer coming. So I'm thinking of that. Maybe we'll do a summer competition where they can do it outside. So twisted wire tree, perfect for doing outside. And most people go out like that. So because you're not going to want to be in your modelling room especially if you're up in the attic like you guys are. It's going to be boiling hot there, so you want to enjoy the sun. Yeah. So
it's great for getting paint and glue to dry fast, but apart from that,
no. So yeah, we might do a summer one. Over August or something like that, but with no pressure. Maybe just a bit of fun, and and they'll win the Model of the Month or something. And we go from there basically. But we've enjoyed it. It's something. It's something that the company. Supports. We all behind it. We're now going to go and show everybody in work as well. And I embrace it because they all love to see what's going on with our social media. Like I said, we're a manufacturer. We're a UK manufacturer. We're growing each year, but we also, Mark and I come from a modelling background. We are modelers, so. And I love it. I love it. You can see when I'm doing my modelling with Martyn, I just get engrossed and get lost in the modelling. So that's something that we keen to keep going. And it's been successful. Every one that we've done, it's been David won, Craig has won, now Andy. I think there's another one as well we've had in between that as well. Sam,
Natalie Porter. I think the first one, the YTT competition, was that the first one?
I think it was, wasn't it? Natalie won that one, does it?
I think so. Yeah. I'm not sure which other ones, but we've had a few though, haven't we?
Yeah. So we might have to have a champion. I think it's rather the end of the year. To get all the champions. Craig will have to.
Craig's liking that idea.
I just come up with a crack, and they can win the WWS Cup. There what? Oh, there what? That's my thing.
Hey.
So I think Sam, there's something we'll have to write in our book. The champions of champions, and they win the WWS Cup of the year.
Sounds
good. Sponsor the cup.
I like the idea of that.
Yeah, you might as well just put it in the post tomorrow, Martyn.
Yeah, to somebody else.
Paul Pottle says it wasn't the winning. It was the fun of taking part.
Yeah,
correct.
That's and the experience that people gain just from taking part is outstanding as well. And Andy Hudson says, and this is one to take note, Andy, that he will enter competitions now, even if there isn't a prize. It's all a bit of fun.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Jess, can I ask a question? Can I ask? and the guys that work on it, how did you see it from outside in? Because you know, what I mean, how are you viewing it from? You know, what I mean, how successful do you think it was?
I thought it was fantastic, and it was great to actually sit back and watch these dioramas just appear and develop over the weeks that they've been developing, and seeing how some of them have actually changed. They've obviously done the dioramas, and they've got so far through it, and then they thought, oh, well, actually, I'll change and I'll do this. So you can. It's just like model railways. We're changing all our my ideas all the time, and seeing that in a diorama, even though it was 18 foot. It's incredible to see.
You're going to give him a ruler.
The next one's only 9 foot.
I myself have taken experience from seeing those develop into my scenics, as well as obviously everybody else, i.e. Sam and Martyn with this. So I personally think it's been absolutely fantastic. It's been well thought of. It's been well documented, and the group has helped considerably. Those even that haven't taken part have spoken with those that are taking part and played a part really as well.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. What I've noticed with WWS, the people who are in that group are really, I'm not just saying this, they are really friendly, super people. They're spot on. Absolutely, especially the ones who interact. They're brilliant people. Excellent.
Yeah.
Did you? So, Jace, got one more question. Did you have a favourite, or
did I have a favourite? Oh, personally, I think you've actually chosen probably what was my favourite, because when I was watching Sam's film stream reel of it yesterday, when the diorama was up against the real skyline, that was just that. I was like, is that real or is that model? I had to double take, and that tells me if you've got to double take a model and think, is that a model or is that real? Then that's a winner to me.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That gives me confidence. We thought of I think that was pretty much our opinion really on it. It was one of those shots that just you could just see.
They were all fantastic, but that one, Right. So,
excellent.
What about everybody else? Everybody out there, what were you thinking? Andy says very supportive group, great bunch of people. Just your chat's just going flying past. I'm trying to. Timber Surf, I enjoy. Oh, hang on, it's jumped. One from Timber. I'll bring it up on the screen. I enjoyed the previous comp. It was great to take part, and I have no animosity against the winner. Great.
Oh, we're going to hear that now, morning, noon, and night.
Tim
Tim
put comments on when we were live as well. He was putting comments on when we were live. I don't know if you were clocking them. Cheers, Tim. Yeah, I love you, Tim. I love you too. I did win it.
Great comment. Flymo says, I need to do an engage diorama. He's saying, I'm just bringing it up on the screen. I have so little space, but sounds like a fun project. Well, maybe it's something that you can take. As I say, Flymo, go back, look at the video reels that these guys have been putting out of the dioramas. Look back at the photographs. Go make sure you're obviously in the group. Go back and have a look at the photographs, and you will learn something just from that. It's just top notch. Just looking back through, the chat is just going absolutely nuts. Every time I go to read a comment, it jumps off the screen. Timber saying, ouch.
He's probably dropped his wallet on his foot.
So,
our Craig.
So, final thoughts then of it all. Each one of you, if you had to sum up the dioramas in one word, what would your word be, Martyn?
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
Sam?
Phenomenal.
I hear that word a lot recently.
Yeah.
And Craig?
Sensational, if I can only have one word.
Fantastic. Me as just mind-blowing would probably be my word. So yeah, Andy Hudson says his is breathtaking. Good,
Yeah.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
Angel Sheriff just commented. That's an interesting comment. Angel Share, that is Brian. I personally chose South Hams, even though I was competing against him. His diorama was superb. So you've got people there that have entered themselves. They've looked at the other entries and chosen who they think was the best as well. So it just shows that there's no loss for not winning. They're all winners. They're all supporting each other. It's great stuff.
Yeah, it does. So I mean, it does. You know, I mean, quickly, it just says it all. You know, I mean, what WWS followers are as well. You know, what I mean, so for me, as that started the company, it makes me proud. You know, what I mean, it makes me proud to have people like that who, you know, what I mean, who are, you know, who follow us. So, you know, a massive thank you to everybody.
Timber's off again. Had it in the bag. Talking to Angel Share, that's Brian, until Craig showed up with his, and I had to then agree he should win.
Yeah, good effort, sir. Good effort.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear. Yeah,
Everybody's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. Yeah. Martyn's the winner. So
Yeah.
Right. So I asked Sam earlier on then today. And I hope I'm not sure. Did you pass on to Martyn and Craig regarding shout outs?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam, you picked a shout out for tonight's show from the modelling community.
Yeah.
And if you'd like to announce who you chose as the shout out, please. So my moderators will grab that and post a link to them.
Okay, so the chat, he's got a channel. It's quite a new channel. It's called Settle and Carlisle 68. That's the YouTube channel. And I think he calls the layout Westmoreland. It's an Engage layout. He's building limestone. He's using 2mm muddy. It's sort of like really North Peak Dick, South Yorkshire sort of area he's basing it on. It just looks a really good layout. Gary seems really sound. He's on our group. He's really active on our group. It's just, you know, when you just sort of like, when you they come up in your suggestions, it just caught my eye, and I thought, well, that looks an interesting one. And he's just doing some really awesome scenics, and he's doing it in Engage as well. So it's just a little bit more interesting. So that's my shout out.
Extra finer detail with it being an Engage, very more smaller. So that channel was Seattle Carlisle 68. Did you say?
That's right. Yeah.
So if one of my moderators would kind of like to grab the link for that channel, and it'd be appreciated to post that into the chat. Remember, everybody, when you visit a YouTube channel and you do subscribe, please ensure you do interact with that channel, as YouTube will remove that subscription from you. Make sure you do, when you click the subscribe, you click the bell also at the side of the subscribe button and select all to receive notifications from them channels. And yes, interact, comment, like, subscribe. 3 ways to interact. Best ways to. Martyn, what would your choice be?
Peaks 47. I've given you something tonight. I mean, Sam, to be fair, you know, I mean, what a modeler, full stop. You know, I mean, he bumbled across us a year or so ago, and I just love his layout. You know, I mean,
you got the tissue out there.
You know, I mean, I haven't seen enough of yours. That's the problem. You know, I mean, he is. To be fair, you know, I mean, I
too busy doing all this with you.
Yeah. So there's mine. Peaks 47. Sam.
Cheers, mate.
You're welcome.
Timber has just started a hashtag off for Sam.
That's it, yeah. 2 mil, yeah. I've put it on the south for this 2 mil. In fact, I haven't got. I usually have it here on my shoulders like a little teddy bear with the lights. It usually sits here with 2 mil, buddy.
I'm gonna have to get some. I'm gonna have to get some merch now, and a 2 mil muddy. You know what I mean?
I need a 2 mil muddy t-shirt, mate. I think
2 mil muddy t-shirts.
Yeah.
Sam loves it muddy. Yeah, I've got to do that.
Yeah.
Cheers, Denver.
Craig, who have you personally chosen as a channel to give a shout out there for tonight?
Yeah. Martyn. Modelling with Martyn on a Wednesday.
Modelling with Martyn on a Wednesday. Oh,
Actually,
look at us. I didn't get that memo.
Mine's a guy called Richard Keep. He's quite new to YouTube, as I am, but he's actually he's in the group now. He didn't take part in the competition. Hopefully, he will next time. But he's got a lovely layout. He's got it's very clean. He's very clean. He's got work yards in it. His track work's beautiful. His ballasting is. His grass work is. And he's just done a lovely pour on a canal basin. Very, very nice. Very nice. Richard Keep.
Richard Keep. Does he have a YouTube channel?
That's the name he goes under.
Oh, right. Okie dokie. Thank you very much. So, obviously, then we've got the 3 shout-outs. Peaks 47 has chosen Seattle and Carlisle 68. Flymo Chairman, one of my moderators, has posted a link to that channel. Martyn has chosen Sam, Peaks 47. He likes it muddy. And Craig has chosen, again, the name was...
What's the name? Craig?
Northern Rails 44.
Oh, guys.
Now you know why I put posts on what I do. Like, you know what I mean?
Do you know what, Martyn? Martyn, do you know? Let me just say, that's why you made me admin tonight, didn't you? So it was just a softer blow because you missed him. Yeah, I know.
Oh, fantastic.
Fair play, Sam. I thought we were picking people out of our group. Not us 3, but you. Well worthy of Martyn saying that.
Cheers, mate. Cheers, mate.
Well, thank you guys for choosing this shout out for tonight. It's been great to have you here. Also, congratulations, obviously, to the winner, Southham's Model Railways, and congratulations to everybody that took part in it. You were all winners at the end of the day. We all take our hats off.
Hey.
God, that's it. We were waiting for that.
There we go.
Come on, take your hats off to them all. What's he doing?
Pass me
fantastic stuff. It's been great to catch up on your. He's got his dicky bow out. It's been great to catch up with all your thoughts and ideas and about all that's come through. Again, make sure you check out Martyn. Will be on YouTube tomorrow from 10 a.m. with Modelling with Martyn. Great series, well worth catching up on. I will do my best to get out of not stay up late tonight and tune in from the start tomorrow, Martyn.
Cool. Well, thanks, mate.
What have you got? What's tomorrow's subject?
So I'm going to start a forest scene. So I wanted to do not so much. I'm going to obviously have trees, so I'm going to end up with trees. But I want to do the base first. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Because like I said on ours, it's not. I don't want to go like Hollywood where it's all lovely and you run through and nothing happens. If normally when you walk through a forest, you've got deadfall and you've got moss hiding. You know what I mean? Dead trunks and stuff like that. You've got big rock boulders and stuff. So I want to show an undulated, you know what I mean, a really proper forest floor. Something I've never done. We're going to have a go to see what happens. You know, and like I said, we'll just, you know what I mean, it's something we'll model from the mind. Yeah, you know what I mean, and we'll just make it up as we go along. You know what I mean? But let's see how it comes out. You know what I mean? Because I know what, if I can test it and show the skills, then you guys then will feel a bit more confident then to do it when it comes to you know what I mean, spending the money and then doing the modeling as well. So yeah, so it's a forest floor. But first off, we're going to use all plasters and you know what I mean, and then bring some props into it then as well. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one.
Fantastic. Look forward to it myself. So yeah, thank you very much, guys, for joining me today. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you drop by and tell us a little bit about your choices and the dioramas. Where individually, then, obviously, Craig, Northern Rails 44, your channel. Quickly tell us about what you're modelling.
At the minute, I'm actually doing a lot of lighting. I'm wiring a lot of lighting up. I've just bought the new. I can't say it while Martyn's here. Well, I don't do lighting. I'm doing the new Just Plug WWScenics. I'm installing quite a bit of that. So.
Sorry, itchy nose. Yeah. Is that a British company by any chance? Is it? Oh no, it's not.
Don't know who they are. It was Sam who put me onto them.
Can I change my shout out then, please? Northern Rails 44 is mine. He's brilliant.
Yeah, and anyone who wants to check out Craig over at Northern Rails 44, the link has been posted into the chat, and also it is in the description below. Make sure you go check him out, and also subscribe and interact. Give him the thumbs up. Tell him you've coming over due to seeing him here on the Barnabas Junction YouTube Tuesday show. So thank you, Sam. Thank you very much also for dropping by. We all know Sam 47, and if you don't know Sam, then you don't know modelling. At the end of the day, he is the Luke Towing of the UK in my eyes. He's one of the top ones. Again, so tell us quickly, Tam, about what you model and what you've just about Peaks 47.
Yeah, so I'm currently working on a part 7 of an area of the layout that I've called Crash Corner. I've basically done some homework, and a German bomber went down in the Peak District in 1943. As I'm modelling Peaks 47, 4 years later, I've built the Airfix model, weathered it, broke it up, and I'm trying to replicate a crash site that's 3 years old. So I've been studying pictures that have been taken over the last 40 years. And then I've had to sort of fill in the gaps and guess what a German bomb would look like 3 years later. So I've done a part 7's coming out maybe this Saturday. So if anyone wants to look back, I've done the rocks. Then I've done all sort of like the foliage and the painting of the rocks. Then I've done actually the plaster Paris, and then the grass going down, the track weathering, building the model, weathering the model, breaking the model. And now I'm almost finished. I think part 7 will finish the mini-series. So, yeah, that's what I've been up to. Thank you.
Fantastic. And obviously, Martyn, WWScenics, tomorrow from 10. Definitely check it out. I'll be there myself. Come and join the fun. Andy Hudson has just put in the chat, can't wait for the Battle of the Scenics, Wales versus the US.
Yes, that's been mentioned. Tim's been pulling my chain on that one. Yeah. Well, he needs to know that mine is purely going to be WWS, so it's always going to be the best one. So, I haven't got that much competition apart from Tim, so
thank you very much.
I don't know the other ones. So. No, I'm looking forward to that.
It's not me.
And one final thing, WWS, thank you very much, obviously, to Martyn for the great support and advice you've given to myself, as well as speaking with Sam. I've come a long way since speaking with Martyn with his invaluable advice. If people want advice on scenics, they want advice on the static grasses and the equipment required, get in touch with Martyn. Get over to the Facebook group, which is WWScenics Discussions. Link has been posted in the chat. There is a link also in the description below. And if you have enjoyed this stream tonight, make sure you do smash the like button and pop over to the Facebook group. Everybody that joins the Facebook group gets a discount. Is that correct, Martyn?
Yeah. There's a discount on in the announcements. Once the dust settles on this now, we'll strip all the announcements back up and we put that back up and repost it. But yeah, there is just go into announcements and you'll see a nice poster with our discount code on there then as well.
Fantastic stuff. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining me. It's been a pleasure to have you on board. and I'll let you get going as you've been live chatting now for a couple of hours. And again, go check out these guys. Well worth it. Go check out WWScenics with Martyn, and make sure you tune in to the show from 10 a.m. tomorrow, Wednesdays, over on the WWS.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
And,
bye-bye.
See you. Bye.
See you again very soon. I'll be staying on for a little bit longer. So thanks to all the guys for joining me. We've had the 3 shout outs doing this. Now there was 4 of us. Now I'm going to do my own shout out as well before we bring the stream to an end. So I must say again, thank you very much for Martyn, for Sam, for Craig, all for joining me and talking about the Diorama competition that took place over on the WWScenics Facebook group. Please do go check it out. It's a great group. It's a great bunch of people and lots of like-minded individuals, all learning the same great stuff. This Scenics, without that sort of advice, this is the sort of stuff that I've achieved through the great experience and advice from all those guys over there. It's been superb speaking with them all. Yeah. So we've had 3 great shout outs from the guys on stream today, but I want to do one last shout out, and that is somebody who is in the chat right now, to be honest. And it's a guy that spoke to me earlier on today. He'll know who he is via Facebook message. And he gave me a few ideas, a few pointers on assistance on how to move the channel forward. And I've taken on board that advice, and I will be in touch with especially those that are channel members. And I would like to do a shout out for Bernie of Crossways Point Junction. He is. He's just posted in the chat. Bernie, you've been an absolute godsend to speak to me, and it's been a great guy to be chatting with over the past few weeks. We've had a lot of private and informative conversations over the past few weeks. And he is a channel member, and I highly appreciate all those, obviously especially Bernie, for being a channel member. All links to channel members are in the description, please. Well, please do go check them out, because without their support, I wouldn't be able to do a lot that what we've been doing, especially during this lockdown 3. It's helped me. It helped me a great deal mentally, and just to be able to speak with the community instead of being locked indoors. Basically just being rather miserable, as it has been at times. So with all you guys and bringing this series along, it's been fantastic. I will be just on a note, I am going to be running 2 competitions very soon. There will be one competition for all channel members, and there will be another competition running for all non-channel members, for those that are channel subscribers purely. So look out for that coming very soon. They will probably run simultaneously. So those that are channel members will not be able to join the channel subscriber competition. So I'll probably run them both together. But huge thank you to all of you. I do appreciate it. I am trying in the background. I've got lots of plans for those that are channel members to redevelop the membership section just to make it a bit more inviting for those that are channel members to enjoy it. And thank you very much. Thank you very much. And obviously, thank you very much for all of you that new, old, returning subscribers, whatever you may be. I highly appreciate your support also, just literally by subscribing to the channel. It is free to subscribe. There is no cost, nothing required at all from you guys for just even clicking that subscribe button and following my way on my journey of modeling, as well as obviously this series, this YouTube Tuesday series. So what I'd like to do is, before we go off, is there anybody that would like to join the stream, and just basically have your say. Remember also the new feature that's on this show at the moment, which I launched last week. It's I think I'm going to go with Modeler's Moment, and it's each week. Obviously, I'd like to feature a particular channel, especially those channels that are not featured on YouTube. If anybody has got anything that they would like to send over to me to feature on the show, it's if you'd like to email me, it's barnabasjunction@gmail.com. That email is in the about section of the channel. If you don't get to catch it here, just send me a few photographs over of your layout, of your modeling. It doesn't even need to be model railways associated. It can be railways in itself, or even just dioramas. If you're into dioramas, just like what we've been talking about today with the competition results. If you've got photographs of a diorama that you've done, or dioramas, then please send them over. I will feature them here on the show each week. So that's called, I think I'm going to stick with that. Someone did mention it last week, Modeler's Moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to post, if I can just do that, my computer is being rather slow at the moment. I'm going to post the link into the chat. I can't guarantee everybody if we'll get a flood of people wanting to join and chat today. We've got about 15-20 minutes left of the show, so we're quite welcome to join the stream and have a bit of chat and tell us about what you thought of the competition, and obviously what you've been up to in the last week or so also. So there's the link if anyone wants to jump in. I'm going to just talk about obviously what I was doing last week. We did do the bridge bottom over on the footbridge. We did the base. I've not, because I've been absolutely snowed under this week, I've not followed up on what I promised I would do, which I apologise for. I've not finished off the base area. Northern Rails 44 says, thanks, Jason, for having us on your live stream. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you very much for joining me, Craig. It was an honour. Indeed it was. So thank you very much. And obviously, thank you for Sam as well of Peaks. And obviously, thank you very much for Martyn, who you catch tomorrow. So we do have a gentleman and a modeler in the basement area, and I'll bring him up in a moment. So, yeah, I did say I would follow on with the bridge at the bottom. Unfortunately, I haven't got on with it, but I do hope to be getting on with that very soon, hopefully for next week. So once I've got that done, I can then progress further with the scenic area and get into the brambles. What I did get sent, and I'll show it next week, I got sent another product that's been launched from Owen's Model Scenics. That is going to be shown next week, so make sure you tune in for that, and we'll be having a look at what little products he is now developing. So I do have a modeler down in the basement, so I'm going to bring them in, and it is Brian from the Angel Share Model Railways. Good evening, Brian. Thank you for joining.
Hi, Jason. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, loud and clear. Now, Brian, are you actually, you were the winner of the competition that we did recently, actually, and you used the prize, which was the WWS, the Woodland Scenics Earth Kit. There it is. And you actually used it on the diorama, from what you've been saying, that was entered into the WWS Scenics competition. And I think he's here it is.
Got the diorama here.
Oh, fantastic. Let me bring you up on, we'll bring you up on a full screen. So there's the diorama. Now, it was the burial ground. Oh, look at
yes,
those.
It was.
Oh, I love those trees.
It was the Bronze Age burial site in a place near Culloden in Scotland. So I basically felt that this kind of met the brief in a way that I didn't have the trees on a hill per se, because the hill's here.
Yeah,
so
right.
Sorry for the terrible lighting, Jason. Hold on a wee second. It's because I've been modelling at this table, so I basically have this little lamp here to help illuminate what I've done. But there we go. Yeah, it was.
There are photographs. If anyone wants to actually see the diorama, the photographs that you've taken and you've shown, go get over to the WWScenics Facebook group. There's some fantastic photographs been posted in there, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a place you'll get to see how I've actually created that. There was lots of firsts on that, and I think following that's why I wanted to come on. It was basically just to thank all the other modelers that had entered, because I've only been in this hobby probably 15 months. So being a newcomer to it, learning from guys like you, watching stuff that you've done and the people that you have on and the interviews that you hold and other channels, that's been a great source of information, because people like timber surfing the community and whatnot offer some great advice. Some of the stuff from Tim at the Scrapline, his modelling, the stuff that he's done has been absolutely amazing. I follow his stuff and I kind of learn from them, and you aspire to kind of create what they create, and that's what kind of spurred me on. The benefit of this competition is that every layout I do from now on in will look amazing. I've got a hang of doing trees, I've got the hang of doing static grass, and I've learned lots of tips and tricks and techniques in order to kind of execute it. So it was the best work I could do at this point. But Andy at South Ham's diorama is stunning. It was, as soon as I saw it, I says to my wife, I goes, this is amazing. As much as Debbie and Kelly and Paul, Public Wanderer, they put in some amazing work. Andy Hudson, everybody had exceptional work, and you could see all those
their own way, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I was, to be honest, Jason, I was really proud to be part of it, to be in amongst it all, because I'm a newbie. I'm like, even though I look like one of the missing members for ZZ Top, I certainly have I have a passion for modelling and trains now that keeps growing and growing, and who knows, it's something that if WWS keep doing these competitions, then I might just have to keep entering them to keep my game up, to keep on top of modelling.
The more you enter, the more you're doing, the more you'll learn. And you think I think what I've done now is just amazing. But in 5 years' time or something, I might even look back at this and think, actually, this isn't as good as what I can do now, because I'd have learned more. And like I say, that's what you'd have learned from that, and you'll take that forward to learn and get even better still.
Yeah, I must admit, it's been a great journey kind of following a lot of you guys and how everybody creates their own railways, the different eras from modern image to small little narrow gauge. It's something that's kind of taken my now. Narrow gauge is a way I think I'll be going for the kind of foreseeable future. Don't get me wrong, the Angel Share is a phenomenal little shunting layout. I spend hours on it. I still kind of buy stock for it and look after it and whatnot, but I've kind of really got into narrow gauge modelling. I'm part of the Scoons, which is the 009 Narrow Gauge Society in Scotland. Right. So they've got their own area group that started up, and they do Zoom meetings, and they do very much what you do here, but it's specifically narrow gauge. And just the amount of friendliness that's within this community is what astounds me. The amount of people that are so willing to share their secrets. The reason I say that is because for my crimes, I used to be a tattoo artist, and you'll never meet a cliquey or bunch of people who really do not want to share tips, techniques, skill set. How did you do that? Oh, it's a little bit of this and that. And you watch them, you go, no, that's not what he's told me he's doing. He's doing something different. But in the modelling community, people give you the very best tips the very moment they learn it. It's not something you keep up their sleeve.
Yeah, and they'll keep up with those tips. So they'll think, well, they'll get back to you. How have you got on with that idea I gave you? Oh, I've done this. Oh, well, how brilliant that is. Well, you could do this. The help and advice, it's like tsunami. It just keeps coming.
Yeah, and the stuff that you done for Mark as well was really kind of you, and Sam getting together on that. That was something that I was very kind of proud to have a small part in, because Mark's an amazing gentleman. I absolutely admire the guy beyond all realms. He stole a little bit of my heart, his story, and how he's managed to do what he does, and how many people have battle scars from building a layout. Mark certainly got them.
I know Mark has been here in the chat today, and I'm not sure if he's here still with us right now, but yeah, absolutely stunning bloke. And he's with his latest videos, he's getting more adventurous in his ways. So good on you, Mark. Good on you indeed. It's great to see you, and obviously for everyone to support you. And well done, Brian, for stepping up and being the key in the door.
Yeah, it's amazing what kind of followed from it. The way Sam generated all the kind of interest from manufacturers that have went out and kind of helped support Mark. It was absolutely amazing. The guy deserves every help he can get that way because he's such a determined modeler. And Sam really did kind of nail it by saying it's the word can't isn't in his dictionary. Exactly. And it's inspirational. And when people maybe take it for granted when they watch one of his videos when he's got a tram running and there's 2 trains running and he's filming it, how he controls all that and films it and itself is amazing. So
he's an inspiration to everybody in my opinion. Yeah,
for sure. Absolutely. And you've been very, very much key part of that and supporting them, Jason. So nice one.
I'm absolutely, that's one of my things. I am really, I've always been wanting something for the community, but even before I started doing model railways, I was involved in community projects left, right and centre, charity work. I hosted community radio with it, and I've done charity events in front of thousands of people in the local parks. I've raised hundreds and hundreds of thousands of pounds for charity.
Good on you.
And it's just something I think it's in the blood, really. I think I wouldn't be able to stop doing it.
So I just noticed the chat there. I hadn't had the comments on, so if anybody has said something
yes.
I've missed it, many apologies. The thing is, I'm used to using this sort of setup because I'm a mature student at university and we have to obviously do it all online. You're not allowed in a classroom, as it were. So and basically I've been kind of busy with university work, but totally distracted with this WWS stuff. Cheers, Mark. I've just been obsessed with this competition. It just took over, and my wife's going, I thought you were doing some university work tonight, Brian. And I'm going, yeah, but I've started building a tree. She's like, what? And I'm sitting there with florist wire, and because you're new to it, the florist wire's poked about a dozen holes in your fingers, so you're partially covered in blood. And she's going, how is there pleasure in doing that? And going, I don't know. I'm partially obsessed by it, So it's been absolutely amazing. And Martyn and the guys at WWS have certainly knocked out the park with this competition and the talent on show. So, Jason, you've got to enter the next one, buddy.
I actually did nearly enter this one. I've not actually publicly said that. I nearly entered it.
Nearly's not good enough, buddy. Next one, you've got to be in it. I'd love them to maybe do a little kind of micro layout. I think if they'd done something like 150 centimetres square, and said, right, you've got 2 weeks to do it or something, and just.
The reason why I nearly entered it because the criteria, there's an area around where I live which 100%, if I was to model it, matched the criteria. And it's a place called Mal Cop. Is what was one of the criteria. A cop. It's Mal Cop Castle, as it's called. It's a little mound on a hillside, just 15 miles away from me, and it's one of my very most favourite countryside places to visit. I've even got models of the castle, and it's actually a little sun house, a brick sun house on top of a hillside, with great rock features. And I didn't think, even though I've done that, I didn't think I was experienced enough. But then looking back and thinking well, actually, people that have joined it with no experience and still achieved that. I wish now I had. Yeah. But that was going to be my entry, was to replicate Mal Cop. On the Cheshire-Staffordshire border. I wish I had, but never mind. Maybe next time, like you say, Brian.
Yeah. Well, I believe they'll probably run one in the summer, so that'd be amazing. I've got a bit of wood left over from this diorama that's 74 centimetres by 60 centimetres, so I've decided I'm going to build a little narrow gauge railway on it.
In
Do you
fact,
do that? Yeah.
Andy's just commented there. I tried to get him to enter, and Andy, yes, he did.
Yes.
But he did. He did try to get me enter. So I'll hold my hands up. I'm guilty of not entering, unfortunately, but I wish I had. Paul Bottrell just commented actually. Let's bring up his comment. All entries were stunning, and we're all winners for taking part, but the very best one won. Top-notch reply there.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well done. Well done. So, yeah, absolutely well done to everybody, including yourself, Brian, for taking part. It's been absolutely stunning. So thanks very much,
Jason.
Brian, for joining me tonight.
No problem.
The show now, and we look forward to the next one. Maybe I will be there to challenge against you.
Yeah, that'd be cool, buddy. Thanks for having me in. Take care.
Very
Good
well,
night, everyone.
Brian. Thanks for dropping by.
Thank you. Take care.
Okay, you take care now. Right, so that is about wraps it up for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for obviously the guys that came on earlier. Thank you, obviously, just for Brian for dropping in also. Thank you, everybody, with your questions, your comments, and obviously for all your generous and very loving support for the channel. We'll be back to the usual schedules of the show next week with back onto the Scenics. Or if you've got any suggestions for episodes following on this series, then please don't hesitate to get in touch with me. Also, don't forget the Modelers Moments that we started last week. If you want your layout featured on this show in picture form, then please do get in touch with me via email to barnabasjunction@gmail.com with some photographs and a little bit of an insight and description about your layout. So thank you, everybody. Jason, outstanding stream, was high level in content. Thank you very much. Paul Bottrell, great stream and great laugh with the Muppets. Yeah. Yeah, all that stuff. If you don't know, if you've only just joined and you want to know what that's about, go back and watch the replay. You'll understand why, and then get over to the WWScenics Facebook group, and all will be revealed there. Thank you again to my moderators for the show. You've done an absolutely splendid job keeping everybody up to date with links and with the content. So until next time, everyone, thank you very much for dropping by. I'll see you again next week for all the usual content. But until then, stay safe, stay well, keep on modeling, and remember, enjoy yourself. The community is out there. All you got to do is say hi. We all love it. We're all part of it. Community, by the community, for the community. Take care, everyone. See you next week. Bye from me.